that I realised my drive shaft has got bent. You might not be able to see this, but there's a bit of a run out on it. I bashed it with a hammer to try and get it back the way it was, but there's a tiny amount of run out on the shaft, but it's better than it was because it was really bent. I mean, it was moving like 3mm up and down. It was just wobbling like that, and thought, oh no, this is what happened when it hit the floor. So I've got some updates on my generator and the magnet motor. Well, the good news is, well, I was actually out shopping yesterday, and the post office sent me a little card saying that they were trying to deliver a package. Yay! Which is the only thing I ordered, which I'm waiting for, is the magnets. So I've got to go and collect it in the morning from the depot, which is not far away. It's only like 10 minutes walk, so I've got to go and pick those up tomorrow morning or early. I don't know what the times. Normally I have a times on there when they're open, but because of this COVID business, they're having some strange hours, so I don't know. I just have to take my chances. It said to look online. I looked online, I couldn't find any times, so the whole system's falling apart. They tell you to go online and look up what times they're open. It doesn't tell you. Well, that's useless, isn't it? What's the point in telling you to go online and look it up? Anyway, so I've been running the generator just to check for the drag situation. It does seem better than it was. I mean, I'm running it at 1,000. It's currently at 1,000. Well, 1165 RPM. Voltage is just below a volt on the RMS. RMS is just below a volt. Peak to peak is about 3 volts. But I am a bit overdriving it at the moment because, yeah, well, I had some issues with the I had some issues with binding problems. I don't know what's happened. I don't know if I've damaged my bearings or what, but I won't be surprised if it hit the deck so hard. And I squirted some WD-40 in the bearing. I wish I hadn't now because it's now making noise, and it didn't make noise before. But I'm not worried. I got some more bearings. But ultimately, the objective is to build the magnet motor, and hopefully get the magnet motor to drive this thing instead of using this little pulley. So some of the things I didn't cover about the magnet motor and the segments, I also printed another. Oh my god, I just remembered I forgot to take it out the acetone. It's still in there. I hope I haven't melted it. So I'll put one of my segments in the acetone. Let's just see. Oh, it's alright. I haven't melted it. So I did squirt some. Yeah, might have squirted a bit too much acetone on it, I don't know. So I'll let that dry a bit. So I've got another segment printed. I've got to print another segment, so I really want to go with about 4 segments, but 3 is probably sufficient for now. I don't know. I'm probably going to go with 4. The way I'm designing the magnet motor is for torque, and rather than RPM. I'll explain why. Because of these segments being quite heavy, and because of the air resistance, the segments themselves, these things, are going to be spinning around. So when I actually these are the other 2 with the magnets in. When I get these things on their own special rotor when I design it, because I haven't actually modelled it yet. I'm still working. I meant to start modelling it this week. I don't know. I'm just going to wait until I get the magnets and just see how it runs with 3 segments. And yeah, and as explained in previous live stream about the switching mechanism, which is using the concentric magnetic field to attenuate the when it's driven. One thing I didn't cover, which is what I need to do, is the difference between driving these. Oops, it's going to fall over. I can't really put it anywhere. I'll stick it there. The difference between driving these is that, and driving the concentric, well, obviously I'm using the C8s. I actually made a little typo, well, a little mistake in my previous live stream when I was talking about the C8s. I call them C60s, what they were C8s. So these are these larger ones. I've got 8 magnets in, so that's why they call the C8s upside down. So I want to use 3 of those, the larger one, because I'll get more a wider magnetic field, so less interference and less focal cogging issues. With if it's in a small area, you can introduce another cogging problem because the magnet's been alternated in the circumference of the road, because it's circular and each magnet's alternated. We don't have a problem with cogging issues, because especially if the path is between the magnets, you know, when the rotor's moving, if it's between the magnets, you don't have an issue. So the difference between the concentrics being biased is that when you bias a field on them, the field is in a well, if I hold it that way up, it's in a vertical direction. Obviously this depends on how you orientate stuff, but when you have the field biased, it will be in a vertical biasing direction. But as the segments move through the steel actuators, the biasing is not the same, because the resistance, I mean the opposite equal reaction, is not the same, because what we have is segments which have magnets mounted in a series configuration, so that it's north south north south north south. So the actual segments themselves can't induce an equal opposite reaction to the biasing of the concentric, because the field is not a single pole. We don't have a single pole, say north field, being directed against the concentric. We actually have a sequence of poles within the segment, within the metal structure. We have it north south north south, because as it moves through, it's actually going to carry it through, because it's not even being biased on right now, by the way, because there's no magnet on the back. So it can't induce an equal opposite reaction on the magnetic biasing which is being induced on the other side. So it effectively won't cancel out anything that's on that other disc, magnet disc, that's biasing it. And I was thinking about this quite in great length yesterday about this too. You see, if I put my magnetic gauge next to these segments, for example, they want to move. They do want to move, but I'm not detecting a south field here or a north field, because it moves out of the way, you see. Which is great, because that means that the biasing of the concentric, which I've just stuck back on the fire down there, isn't going to lose its effect on the rotational direction. Which is brilliant, because it means that I'm quite confident it will work. It will cause rotation, because the magnets are orientated in a series, obviously. So, and it's over a wide area. I mean, what I mean is, if I grab these magnets over here, it's just 2 of the ones I've got left, 2 of the large 20mm ones. So when we might have a south field on this face, a north field on the back face, but the magnets are mounted in the segments along the side. So you have 2 fields very tightly compacted, and that equals out, so that we have both north and south. So it rides along that field in a linear or rotational direction, sideways like this. So because of that, we're not turning the field so that it's got one pole. It's got both poles from the side. and that's why I believe that we're going to have success with this, and I hope anyway that we will. But anyway, as I say, I've got to model it, sketch it. I know I keep saying that the last few live streams. I get tired of hearing it myself. But today, anyway, I go back to the generator. It hit the floor the other day. I had an accident. I went and caught it with my coattails and knocked it off the table across the room, and it landed on and bent the bracket on the motor. And I didn't realise at first until I put this back together, but there was run out on the drive shaft. It was wobbling, and I thought, oh no. So I basically got the butt of my hammer, the wooden shaft of my hammer, and I just beat it back into shape. Tried to anyway. It's not too bad now. It's a lot better than it was, but at some point I'm going to have to order some more drive shafts because it's not right. It's got a little bit of wobble on it. It's good enough for now. I mean, it's not running too fast. It's only running just over 1,000 RPM, so it's not really causing any issues at this speed. But yeah, so I just wanted to let you know. So anyway, tomorrow I'm going to go and pick up my magnets, and I'll start modelling the magnet motor assembly after I've done some tests with the with 3 or 4 segments, because I'm going to get more segments on this arrangement on the disc, and then I can work out exactly how to build the magnet motor, you see, because I don't want to start modelling it now and then think, shit, oh, should I use just 3 or should I use 4? I just want to be more concise and positive about how many segments I need, or if I need 5 segments, I don't know. This is what I've got to find that out first before I model it. Or I could model it so that I can put segments in a groove, like a trough on a rotor system where they can be clamped in place or something. That's another option, but I don't like to introduce too many complicated features on something if I can just stick to a fixed plan without having all these adaptations, because these things are going to be spinning around pretty fast. So I need to think about structural strength. I don't want things to be in such a way that they're mounted temporarily and screwed in place where they could fly off and hit me or break, the screw could break or something, and that's a little bit risky. I want to make it as solid as possible but keep my plastic to a minimum. So yeah, we'll just have to see. So there's the update for now. Hope you're all well. Hope everything's going good for you. As soon as I get more news, I'll get back to you. Okay, thanks. Bye for now.